Years of Years, and it's This Week in Disney for March 28th to April 3rd.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go. Right over the April Fools.
For sure. That's exciting.
Not too late to make your plans and your pranks.
Yeah. Definitely. April Fool's Day is interesting. We don't always, I don't know, it's not usually that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Some people take it really seriously, though, I've heard.
I mean, there have been April Fool's jokes in our life. But...
Yeah, but...
And I remember some epic ones that, like, companies have done. And radio stations.
Yeah, families do elaborate prank. Like, some families are just, like, April Fool's families.
Yeah. The saran wrap on the toilet is the most incredible one I've ever heard of. That is so aggressive.
Yeah, it's aggressive. But yeah, what about you guys? Do you guys do April Fool's stuff? Yeah, tell us about it for sure.
You know, but before you get into like whatever this week's first topic will be, I mean, we are so loving the parks. I mean, at Years of Years, like we're passionate about parks. You know, we're passionate for parks, and it has been awesome. I mean, we had 2 bands this week. Kool and the Gang and ELO, you know, entertainment back. One of those things that, like, I wasn't certain was going to come back, and it is back in a big way. And so awesome, but having such fun in the parks.
Lots going on.
Yeah.
It's been busy, but lots of things have come back. And everything's almost full running, all, like, the attractions and things. Like, I was wondering, I think in Magic Kingdom, just about everything is back there, so I think that's really fantastic. And the only thing I'm hoping to come back soon is Fantasmic. I haven't heard a direct date for that, but that would be really fun to see Fantasmic. I really miss that show.
I love that you bring that up.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But for this week, we're going to head to April 2nd, so right over April Fool's, right into April.
The safe day.
So in 2007, Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor at Disney World in Tomorrowland opens. Like 2007, I thought it maybe had been around a little bit longer than that, but that makes sense actually. And so this was replacing the Circle Vision attraction, the Timekeeper. So if you remember the Timekeeper, this is what replaced the Timekeeper. And this attraction is based, of course, on the Disney Pixar film Monsters Incorporated, but there's also Monsters University elements, especially in the pre-show.
Yeah, it looks like they updated it as well for that. When Monsters University came out, was it original?
That was in 2013.
There you go.
So,
And those elements are great. Yeah, I mean, it's like when we were like going through the list for the week, or you were sharing it, it was like she mentioned that this might be the lead, and I agreed so quickly. Why? I mean, first of all, it's like in Tomorrowland, so it's like, well, what does it have to do with the future? And it kind of goes along that line of like Stitch being there as well. I mean, it had to feel kind of weird whenever those things were like happening. I mean, just
people do feel very frustrated,
very weird about it.
Tomorrowland and some of the elements that just really don't necessarily. It's like, is it Pixar Land now, or it's kind of confusing, but Stitch isn't.
But for its presence, it is one of the most interactive experiences at Disney. I mean, there have to be talent behind there interacting with the crowd, doing the voices. I'm sure there's voice synthesis, but you have to have someone calling out the Churro guy. You gotta have somebody calling out.
Well, right, and we're going to talk more about that. But so obviously, it features Mike Wazowski and Roz are the 2 like main characters, and then you have the other monsters that come out and are part of the show. It actually is like, it's a comedy show, and it's set up that way. There's a pre-show situation a little bit in the waiting area, and you can text in jokes and they might get used in the show, so it's kind of fun while you're waiting, especially for kids, I think, too. You know, what I think is interesting about this too is that it was originally going to be Laugh Floor Comedy Club prior to
that makes sense.
Opening, and then it was renamed Monsters Incorporated Laugh Floor Comedy Club, and no, it's just
Laugh Floor.
is it just Laugh?
Yeah, I believe it's just the
Monsters
Laugh Floor.
Inc. Laugh. So they say Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
Yeah.
So anyway, at the beginning of the show, you have people get called out. So it's an interactive, like there's a, the 3D element to the characters and stuff. But so the lights move around on people, and then it's kind of like the old Saturday Night Live.
And then there's like a jumbotron in the front, and their faces come up on it as,
with little jokes about the people, like that person looks like they're always hiding their third eye, or kind of monstery related, different things. It's fun.
Yeah.
But the main joke is that guy.
Yeah, like at least 3 to 4 times throughout.
Yeah. So,
and they cheer for him at the end. So somebody gets singled out to be.
He gets a sticker. He gets a sticker at the end that says that guy, that he can continue to wear throughout the day to commemorate his.
Never been that guy. My father has been the Chiro guy. My father got to be the Chiro guy, but never been that guy. I mean, I suppose like. Maybe even life goals, like dress up like on certain nights. Like tonight, I'm trying to be that guy.
I don't know. That guy has been all sorts of guys. So
right.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
Really, you'd have to do to be that guy, but it's supposed to. I think they know, like, they can sense. That guy doesn't want to be that guy. That's the problem. They're not going to pick you because you want to do it. You have to come in there looking like you're a little frustrated, almost, to even be there.
There you go. I'll have to work on that.
I don't know. But it's a really cool show. It has this awesome, audience and interaction going on the entire time. It always seems to go really fast, I think, because people, they're pulling people from the audience and telling jokes. I love the twist on, turning the scream meter thing into laughs. Obviously that happened in the film, but to have it, that's what we're doing in real life is helping. I think it's fun for kids, and
they have a little meter that the red line goes up and fills it. So.
Right, for sure. So it's it's definitely a fun thing. It's in the air conditioning,
and it takes a long time. That's the only thing. There is a long queue, and then the show does take a long time, which is wonderful to get people off and out and sitting and cooled off. But it's kind of a commitment. But every time that it's suggested in our itinerary, sometimes I'm like no, and then I do it and I'm like, yes, that was right. That is so good.
I don't mind doing it. I think it's fun to do for sure. We'll see. I mean, I don't think Stitch is coming back.
No, they took the sign down last week.
So we'll see what happens over there. We obviously have Tron coming in, and so the future of Tomorrowland, I think, is in flux a little bit.
It's gonna be awesome.
Just because, what else is going to change? What else is going to happen to make that area? I mean, I think a lot of people really want it to be a future land. That's why it's called Tomorrowland, and to have elements of the future. So
I don't know how costly it would be to take the Astro Orbiter and just put chrome all over it and some violet violet treatments. I think it's more like brass and golds and stuff like that. Really catch the light. But I'm just saying it'll be interesting to see how they modify that centerpiece.
Well, I think it's so cool because it's so high up in the air. I mean, it's pretty intense. I mean, it's basically the same concept as Dumbo or Aladdin, but it's up so high, and I mean, you get these amazing views. When it's really, really high, honestly, I can't even do it.
But lots to come to Tomorrowland, and Laugh Floor, helping us laugh our way.
So this attraction was honored with a nomination of Outstanding Visual Effects in 2008, and that's really, really cool. I think that it would have.
I can see that too.
Gotten an award.
It does. It feels 3D. It feels like the environment.
Nominated.
It feels like those monsters are on the stage. I can see it.
Yeah. It's a neat. And so then it also, as some of you may know, gets overlays for Halloween and Christmas, which is really cute.
I have to admit, I forgot that.
Yeah, so you have to think about that when you're enjoying the holidays, to go to the left floor and get some
ho, ho, ho.
extra or spooky fun as well. I love when certain rides do overlays. I think that's cool too. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
But there's one
Mike
more thing
Raz.
I wanted to mention.
Oh.
If you don't know, like the only other ride that's based off this film is the Mike and Sully to the Rescue over. It's a dark ride at California Adventure. So,
There you go.
and I'm bringing that up because we have always talked about there being a roller coaster ride.
Like Rock and Roller Coaster being converted to it. There was that
Converted
rumor.
into a Monsters Inc. Right, but not so far.
No, it would be a good one.
That, but it could be interesting if they went down that road. But we shall see.
It's a no-brainer because the area where like Aerosmith is with the windows like sitting there, you can have a view into the left floor or the door room there, and then just boom, you're off onto a chase through those doors, and just poof. I mean, it could be nice, but it's over. I don't think they're even doing that. They got their own plans.
I'm sure.
I think they want to put the Incredicoaster there.
Something that
I don't know.
We'll see.
So many
we'll
like
see
myths.
for sure. But you guys, have you done the left floor? If not, check it out. I mean, I do think it's really a fun time. I think it's something that people maybe walk past and don't do, and we're saying give it a try. You might like it. But moving on to the rest of this week, March 28th, 1953, Disney releases a Goofy short. This is interesting. It's Father's Day off, and it's all about Goofy on his Father's Day off, which it's Goofy, so it's really not going to be a day off and have, it's
is it also
ripe
like
with all sorts of issues. But what's really neat about this cartoon is Goofy's wife is in it. And it's mostly her voice. You see her for like a second in the cartoon, but I thought that was kind of interesting to have Goofy in this like, married setting and so forth. So it's a fun cartoon.
We always try to pair him off, but he's been paired back off.
Yeah. And his day off is interesting. I know my day off wouldn't be the same as his. I'll tell you, don't do day offs like Goofy does. Do it better. And then moving on to 1990, Mickey's Kitchen, an experimental restaurant, debuts in Montclair Plaza outside Los Angeles, California, next to the Disney store.
I didn't know it was a restaurant.
Yes.
I thought it was like a Disney home kitchen kind of like store with shops and stuff.
It's a restaurant.
Okay.
It's designed to accompany the Disney store and drive more traffic towards it. It's the first of 2 test locations. The second one, it would be in Woodfield Mall in Illinois,
which is quite a mall.
But its items include like Goofy's burger, the supercalifragilistic chicken salad, salads in Wonderland, soup-a-dee-doo-da fries, and so forth, shaped like Disney characters. There was even a Mickey's meatless burger, and this was 1990, so... and Pinocchio pizza, of course.
Wow. It must have done phenomenal at first.
Right.
It
didn't.
Not even at first?
Both locations closed in 1992. That's why we don't know anything
so 2 years
about
they
it,
were
really.
open,
Maybe you guys experienced this. Tell us in the comments if you did, because we're interested. But yeah, it didn't do well up to the other food court type places at malls. Apparently those did better. So
interesting.
I don't know. I think this would have been really cool.
Might have been the timing
to have,
just the early 90s.
I think it could work now.
Yes.
Maybe. Maybe
if
not
there
at
were any malls,
but if they did this as just restaurants.
Yeah.
It could be fun. It could be fun. But the Disney stores are going away too. So, I mean, this was something that was supposed to work together. But it didn't work out.
I mean, but it doesn't surprise me it was in the Chicago area. I mean, Chicago got a Disney Quest. They do a lot of experimenting in the Chicago and suburbs of Chicago. So.
I think like having a more wintry location for Disney things would be really cool. It just hasn't worked out yet.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So then in 2001, on the same day, the Sorcerer's hat debuted at Disney's MGM Studios.
There you go. Such a beautiful piece.
Right.
Just
so this
epic.
was replacing the Earful Tower. Built in front of the Great Movie Ride.
Mm-hmm.
The structure was inspired by The Sorcerer's Apprentice, of course, and it's part of the 100 Years of Magic celebration at Walt Disney World Resort.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you talked about earlier, you said you don't have any news on Fantasmic, like, coming back. We don't have any word, but I want that. I want the Sorcerer's hat, like, over the entrance into Fantasmic. Like, if it's still out there, if it's in storage, like, install that going into Fantasmic.
The problem is, like, the Tower of Terror is such an iconic visual, and if it was, like, right in front of the tower or
you wouldn't. It would be down, like,
placed or something, it might not look good.
Yeah, I don't think it would conflict. I don't. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We're going to move on to March 29th, 1822. I think this is really interesting information for everyone. The United Government of Florida is established with William P. Duval from Kentucky as its first territorial governor. Florida has become a U.S. territory in 1821 after the U.S. acquired it from Spain as part of a deal to cancel $5 million in debts owed.
Can you even imagine that? $5 million at the time.
There you go.
That would be crazy.
Seems like a good price.
Well, good price for all of Florida. I'm just saying at the time that was a lot of debt.
Right, but I think it's important too to recognize, like, Florida came later than a lot of the other colonies and so forth, and you know, it's a newer,
still young.
Yeah,
it really is
in some ways. Yeah. So moving on to I guess the point of that is it made it so that, you know, it's particularly for attractive for Walt Disney because it wasn't so already
made that land available.
There was so much land to really acquire. There was a lot of property. It hadn't been so it was good that it kind of took longer for Florida to be established in regards to Disney World and all the things that have kind of gone on here. So it's exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah. So moving on to March 31st, 2019, Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, a show attraction located on Sunset Boulevard at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Rock and roller coaster's nearest neighbor.
Yeah, guests come face to face with Lightning, who appears live on stage in a theater that features a 17-foot tall wraparound screen.
Yeah.
So we have done this once or twice.
Oh, yes.
I think not
twice at least.
ton.
I think 3 times. I really like it. I think it's really good. And didn't they use the same screen to do PhilharMagic out at Disneyland?
I don't know.
Okay, carry on.
I have no idea. All I know is that this is a really cool experience, I think, especially for, you know, Cars fans. And you might not realize it, and that's mainly why I wanted to bring it up, is because you know, people might not realize it's back there. You know, it's literally, you have to go past Rock and Roller Coaster to, you know, view this experience. So I think for little kids who love cars, this is a cool thing to go check out for sure. It's really cool.
It also offers you one of the nicest views of the Tower of Terror from the side. You can get like a really nice picture and selfie with it. And there are 3 cars, like kind of like animatronic meet and greet cars. Like out, one of them's like a DJ too, with like big speakers.
From the films. Yeah, so there's a lot interactiveness to go check out with this for sure. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I definitely head over there. And then moving on to April 1st, 1956, Disneyland holds its first old-fashioned Easter parade down Main Street, USA. And when I say old-fashioned, I mean like Victorian era. So this was a parade of old cars and ladies wearing like
linens and umbrellas and
you know,
Wide
stylish
dresses.
outfits from the time period, and hats, of course. You gotta have the beautiful hats. So it was a different kind of parade, not like what we expect today with the characters and stuff. So it was really an old-fashioned Easter parade.
Love it.
Yeah, really cool. I think an Easter parade would be fun at Disney World. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Be interesting. I mean, the costume would be pretty intense. Yeah.
Oh, you mean for...
Like just
they could do any kind of parade they want. They could do
Sure.
it based off of like funny little bunny kind of
Oh,
type of
okay,
thing.
fine. Very
They didn't
nice.
have to do this kind
Indeed.
of Victorian.
An Easter parade.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And then in 1974, Pioneer Hall, part of Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground at Walt Disney World, first opens. So this was built with 1,283 hand-fitted pine logs from Montana and 70 tons of stone from North Carolina. So it's 2 stories high and is modeled after buildings built in the late 1800s. It's a dining hall for guest campers. And beginning in June, they will get the Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review. No,
oh, then.
Yeah, 1974. Yeah. So this is really cool, I think, because just you go to things like this, like the Hoop-Dee-Doo review, or like making a decision on your vacation, like should we do something like this? You don't really realize the architecture and the theming put into these things. They really did model them after, you know, things that were very accurate to what you'd be experiencing. This kind of
authentic site.
Campground cowboy. You know, they always have those big, you know, halls where they, you know, do like all the food and performing and maybe talent shows or whatever.
Mostly cowbell.
So it's so fun though that they put all this effort into it. So hopefully they'll be opening the musical review up again. Oh, that would be so fun. Yeah, there's some real like fans of this, I'm sure.
We love the Wilderness Lodge.
This is the campground, but we do. Yeah, and you can go horseback riding out there, and people love to do their golf cart decorations. There's so much coolness going on, and the campground was around from like the beginning.
Yeah, the Wilderness feels surprisingly intimate to all the other resorts. You often feel like your party has some distance from other parties. I don't know. It's just very nice.
But you're talking about the Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, again, not the campground. Sorry.
I think the campground lifestyle is like even more a different thing. I think it's really neat.
Yeah, and I love whenever they have when they have they have like little parades like from the trailers and stuff, and from the campsites like during season. There's so much going on there. It's almost like a place unto itself.
Yeah,
a wilderness kingdom.
All right. And then we will move to April 7th, 1513.
What?
So even though America made Florida a territory, I said 1822, right? But back in 1513, Spanish explorer Ponce de León discovers Florida while searching for gold and the mythical Fountain of Youth, of course. And he names the land Pascua, Florida, which is flowery Easter. So because he and his crew first spot the land on Palm Sunday. Right. Many historians believe Ponce de León was the first European to set foot in Florida. So Pascua, Florida is a holiday here.
There you go.
Which we haven't totally
we're
take it more seriously and
what's
see
our
what
problem?
It's all about. Enjoy some
fish.
Flowers.
Some flowers.
Flowers. Get some flowers. This is a good time for flowers here. Obviously, we have the Flower and Garden Festival. So it's just gorgeous. The flowers are so pretty. But just where we live even, I really enjoy the flowers. Definitely a plus. And then in 1997, at a ceremony in Manhattan, Disney CEO Michael Eisner and Rudy Giuliani, the mayor of New York City, unveiled Disney's restored new Amsterdam Theatre. This was first built in 1903, and the theater will become the home to such productions as The Lion King and Mary Poppins, and I know Aladdin was there too. But
really set the stage for Disney on Broadway greatness.
Yeah, the reason I brought this up because I actually knew about this theater from like a haunted thing that I saw once, and about the hauntings that go on in this theater. Even since the Disney people have taken over, their stories that they've told of things happening. All I know is actors and actresses that pass on are very attached to theaters. And
can you have a theater without a phantom?
They always seem to want to mess around with things.
Really?
Like even when our kids were in theater, there was an old theater and there was like a million ghost stories. Like people from shows go visit that theater too. It's just super common.
Yeah, I mean the last Andrew Lloyd Webber like film adaptation of Phantom of the Opera was awesome, but Disney almost could like do a little, wink wink and do like a Phantom of the Opera thing and film it in their own like theater in some ways and build off of that like
haunted.
Yeah, but the theater was built.
No, it was already built.
Okay.
It really turned. It was christened or turned over, restored into the New Amsterdam. So that's a Disney thing. That if you're going to New York and you want to see more Disney besides the amazing Disney store they have too, you could catch some shows there as well. It's at 214 West 42nd Street.
There you are.
That'll be lots of fun.
Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters, it sounds like. No. Set the stage for Disney Broadway success, so thank you.
Yeah, but that is it for this week. Yeah, that went quick. But we hope you guys have an awesome week. Tell us in the comments about the things we talked about. If you've had any fun experiences you want to share, we'd love to hear from you. But we will see you guys next time.
Bye.